Welcome to Whiskey Nightcaps, the channel where we do sip before sleep. I am your host, Jason Davis. Man, I know it's been a while. Oh, it has been a long time, but baby, we're back in the building. We're gonna bring you more whiskey, all right, just like before. Now, quick story. On the side, I do a little woodwork. I had given it up for about 2 years. Now I'm getting back into it. And that's the reason why you haven't seen me for a little while. And I'll give you a tour of the shop probably at the end of this, a really quick tour because I don't want you to see how disheveled and unorganized the shop is at this particular moment. But you don't care about that. I know what you came here for. You came for the whiskey. Am I right? All right. So today we're looking at Balcones Pot Still Bourbon. Now, I've done maybe 1 or 2 videos on some other Balcones lines. I have about 5 or 6 of their bottles. I like the stuff, straight out of Texas, man, straight out of the heart of Texas. All right. Now this is pot still bourbon, which means it is not distilled in a column still. What's supposed to be the difference? Now they say pot stills bring more flavor to the overall whiskey profile. Now this is 46% A to the B and to the V. So not really high up there, but not a, Johnny Walker kind of easy down sipper, okay? Now this is a 4-grain mash bill bourbon. Typically you get about 2 to 3. This is 4. So you have at least 51%, you have the blue corn that Balcones is known for, that roasted blue corn, different from that dusty number 5 chicken feed corn that they typically use to make bourbon. There's also Texas wheat. There's also Texas rye. And then there's a little bit of barley thrown in there as well. Now, this is not well, I guess you could say it's a non-age statement. It is a non-age statement, but they say it's been aged for at least 24 months, so that's 2 years. She's the babe. Okay, we can put her right here, rock her to sleep. So it's possible that it would be very brash and have a lot of sharp edges because it has not had that time to really mellow in the barrel. But I can tell you that sometimes that's not always the case. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this thing. Taking this out of my paddle. Let me show you this real quick. Let me show you this flight paddle that we have here. I'll give you a better look at this later. I actually built this. All right, let's get into this. Ooh, take a look. At 2 years old, again, we would think that this would be very harsh on the nose. However, it's very cool. It's almost like a cool breeze. You're not getting punched with that spice that would normally be ready to just knock you out like Mike Tyson on an airplane.
Hey. Hey, Mike, come on.
Which I would attribute to the wheat. The wheat is tamping or dampening down that robust smell that you typically get off of a bourbon. I mean, your bourbon profile is there, your vanilla. If you really draw in, you get the spice, but it's very mellow. And the wheat also gives it a kind of sweet cereal grain type of smell as well. All right, let's go to the palate. Woo-wee. Now, I've read a lot of bad reviews about this particular bourbon. And sometimes you have to try things for yourself. This bottle, $24. Okay, so we're in that Wild Turkey 101 range. It tastes to me very vanilla driven. Oh, what's going on here? Very vanilla driven. Not as hot as you would think it would be, like I said, for something that's 2 years old. There's a little herbal note on the aftertaste, on the finish. Not really spice driven, and it has a profile in it is very similar to a lot of the other Balcones whiskeys that I have, which aren't even bourbons, which I would attribute to that blue corn. That seemed drinkable to me. You know, we will let this simmer and marinate and rest for a couple of minutes, and we'll come right back and go in for the second round. I apologize for my buffness. I forgot to do that. We're gonna go back in for round 2. There's a little bit more spice actually on this second go round, not anticipated. Definitely, yeah, it is definitely there. There's a syrupy, sweet kind of smell, which is probably coming from that blue corn. Oh, this is nice. That smells nice to me. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go back in. Another sip. That was a little bit more bourbony. Kind of reminds me of a Bardstown that I have. You know, that Texas heat, man, can accelerate the whiskey maturation process. So that's why you can't always pay attention to the years. You know, for example, Scotch usually starts at 10, 12 years, right? Because the temperature is a lot cooler. That whiskey is not maturing as fast as it would in some place that has a lot of heat. So down in Texas with that blue corn and the new charred oak barrels, it is really giving this a nice profile. Okay, this could definitely be a daily sipper. Like I said, at 24 bucks, 24 bucks we're talking about. Okay, a good bottle normally costs 3 times that amount, but you want to save those things. You want to keep them. But that is not to say that this straight bourbon whiskey is not good. I'm going to give it a thumbs up, but I rely on your expertise, okay, to give the final say, because you are the people. Make sure to tune back in. We'll be back around with you guys shortly. If you want one of these whiskey flight paddles, hit me up. Email will be in the description, and I may give one away to somebody for free as well. I probably should. I got a bunch of different ones, different color styles. You'll see. And make sure you go out and get yourself a good whiskey. Because if you're not treating yourself, you're cheating yourself. And don't listen to your girlfriends. Don't listen to your wives when they tell you don't bring any more in. Okay? Because you can never have enough whiskey. All right. It's your boy, Jason Davis, Whiskey Nightcaps out.